my friend. It's Open House Thursday on Your View. Welcome to the show. I am Murayo Afolabi, and as always, I have the ladies with me. Wanke in the building. How you doing?
Good morning, ladies. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, viewers. I had another banter, but someone called me that I must banter this other one. Because there is a viral video, supposedly, of my grandmother dancing to Ebenezer will be.
That's not her now. That woman. Some people thought it was my mom.
My grandmother.
Oh.
The video, everyone is sending it.
When you run over like this, brown, like
it's in black and white, because it's black and white.
Yeah,
people are just
assuming
she's doing a selfie video. There were no selfies where my grandmother.
Yeah.
You know, so how can people believe that that is my grandmother? It is not my grandmother. Does not look like her. Doesn't dress like her.
Somebody told me it was even my mom. Somebody said to me, "That's how you know your mommy." I said, "Come on, man." So I know that video. When you said it, immediately I knew that video. She was dancing like my mom actually, because if my mom would have danced, she would probably dance like that. But it's definitely.
But your mommy was in the era of selfies.
Yeah.
Granny wasn't in the era of selfies. There was no mobile phone concept.
What was the other banter? You've already said it. What was the other?
No, the other banter, I forgot it in the car.
When I start, you're 60 plus. How you doing, Nima?
Oh, wow. I'm fine. So I want to invite Governor Sanwo-Olu, since he came on the Badagry Expressway, but he didn't touch the trade fair axis that affects me, that I wanted him to pay attention to. So there are communities that are on the service lane. The construction happening now, Old Ojo Road is not yet complete, so it's not a viable alternative for us out of the community. And the middle lane, all the ramps have been covered. And so you cannot escape the I don't want to call it a tragedy, what the tanker drivers do there. They are trying to park at 6 a.m. They will do it all day. They will do their one way. The container terminals too will rush to try, and we will just be sitting in traffic. Fuel now is not kobo. Everything is just so, you know, and it is you can do a practical use of the road. Number one, if you don't want them to park there, then create a park for them. We've been talking about parks forever, but the tanker drivers are still on the service lane. All the communities from barracks all the way to Alakija are at their mercy. No alternatives, nothing. We'll just sit down there in traffic. So it's either you do the Tedimu Road, open up the traffic, open the Old Ojo Road, give us alternatives out, because we cannot just be sitting in traffic for hours. This one I
know that took a story for
30 minutes and now I'm feeling sleepy.
You know? I know I took a story with the press. I'll check the story if it covers your own.
I understand the design of the road, that is a highway from Okoko to Erikmo, to the Erikmo Bridge. But you cannot leave those communities on the side just like that.
Yeah.
We can't go all the way to Yanoba to join the middle lane. It's going back to come forward. There's no alternative. We're just sitting with tankers. They will not do anything. People will come down, you'll be begging them. They will stay there, parking, reversing and everything. You'll just be there. Please.
Okay, how are you doing, PC?
I'm doing amazing. My daughter turns 8.
Yay!
My last month. So today is her birthday, and she's a wonderful child. She's a lovely child. She's the sweetest of all, you know. She's so
Mommy's girl.
Yeah, she's mommy's girl, and she's so endearing. She loves people. Sometimes she tends towards being bullied by people. So that's the part that I'm sitting on her. Don't let anybody bully you. Lion, no, the born goats, please open your eyes. You know, but happy birthday, darling. I love you so much. I won't be home until later today, but I've already told her that I'll be coming in late. I've got her cake ready, her dress is ready. So anytime I get home, we'll take pictures and just have a family time. That's it.
That's cool. Okay, you're looking very down this morning. I don't understand.
I'm looking down?
Yeah.
Okay, no.
You look a bit down.
I'm not down, no. But just to remind you, Celebration Fashion Show is on Monday.
Nice.
2nd. The dress fella.
Oh, nice.
So please, and it's free.
In the evening now.
Just come, eh?
Freedom
Park. Yeah. So just come. You know, they are dressing fella as before, fella as now, fella as tomorrow.
The future.
Yeah.
And if he had been a woman.
Fella's AI. Should have
AI call.
Yes, now. Future.
I beg, leave that AI. That AI, too many fake things on that AI. I don't subscribe.
Sure.
My dad is going to be 18 years on Sunday. So it's October 1st. He died October, that he passed. 18 years he passed. No, we're not doing that. But we're not doing anything on that day because it's Sunday, and Sunday for most Christians is a very activity. We're dressing up, trad, everything. So we're having it on that 2nd. So maybe I'll find a way to sneak in to coming. But yeah, October 2nd, we're just having the house, just normal house come chop. Okay, let's go on a break. It's Thursday, it's our gisting day, but first, let's go to the front pages of the paper. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Okay, we're going to start with the nation. INEC, insecurity threatens November 11th governorship polls. Picture here of Governor Sanwo-Olu and his team. Yaba Ikeja along bridges, open for traffic next month. Governors, can President, others celebrate Maulud Nabi. Obasanjo should apologize to monarch, says Afenifere. Next Edo governor must respect monarchy. 48 hours reign to pound FCT. Edo Kwara 22 says Naimet. 2 women arrested with 1,000 rounds of ammunition. Shagamu calls killings. DSS moves to unravel masterminds. Okay, let me start with the picture story. The Yaba and Lagos Lalong bridges will be open to vehicular movement next month. Governor Sanwo-Olu said this yesterday. He spoke while he was inspecting the infrastructure component of the Red Rail Line. According to him, the Red Rail Line would have 8 major stations at Agbado, Iju, Agege, Ikeja, Mushi, Yaba, Ibutimeta, and Idoyi Oyingbo. The trains will use the tracks built by the federal government, and it will take up to about 1,000 passengers per ride. So Wolu said government was on track to deliver the project before the end of the year, and more particularly, the Blue Line had been awarded and would hopefully be completed also by the end, faster than the first phase. According to him, they've seen the state of the infrastructure and they see that work is ongoing, and definitely they're hoping that the Red Line would start before the end of this year. We want passengers a total lifestyle experience within the train stations. That is why they are large enough to accommodate a variety of ventures. The Ikeja station is largest in Africa and even Europe, because we want it to be the hub of mega businesses. Well, we'll see, because many of them are there. We see this huge, humongous building. I'm wondering, why did they make the station so big? Well, he's saying he wants a lot of economic activities to be going on in the station. We'll see how that goes.
I have the news from Benin. The Oba of Benin, Oba Oware II, hosted the Labour Party and the PDP governorship candidates for next year's election in Edo State. So Kenneth Imaswagbo is the Labour Party candidate, and Professor Sereme Nosumbo is the APC candidate. Both of them visited the Oba, and Oba was addressing them. He said, the rice men, we know you people are the rice men. Saying that, he said, did you bring rice for us? How many bags of rice did you bring? Or should I say, how many trailers of rice did you bring? And then he went on and said, he appreciates that they have come, but the throne is the father of every candidate. So they don't have, it's not a partisan throne. Everybody that is vying can come and see the Oba. He's appreciative of the fact that they have come, and that the throne will continue to pray for everybody from the states, including all the aspirants in the forthcoming election. But he said the next governor, whoever he is, must show respect to the throne in Benin. And that's where he puts it, Riceman visiting.
I like that man. About with...
Residents of the Federal Capital Territory, Edo, Kwara, and 22 other states have been told to brace up for the 24-hour downpour. This is according to the Nigerian Meteorological Agency, NIMET. They are the ones that served the notice, and they said those states should be ready for the rains that will be starting today and tomorrow. And they also had in their weekly forecast bulletin, they told the residents to also expect a flood flash. They also listed some other states: Katsina, Kano, Jigawa, Bauchi, Gombe, Plateau, Borno, Adamawa, Taraba, Kaduna, Niger, Nasarawa, Kogi, Enugu, Delta, Bayelsa, Abia, Anambra, Akwa Ibom, Cross River, Ebonyi, Kwara, and Benue State. And they said this is, within the forecast that they have, gotten, going ahead to mention other states. So when I counted the states, it seemed like it's almost all parts of Nigeria that will be having this rain today and tomorrow. And the warning they're also giving is that people, especially drivers who are going to be driving on those roads, should be very careful, because sometimes you see the very surface water and you think there are no undercurrents. They have to be careful when you're driving, and also put off electrical appliances if you are living in such areas because of the hazards that the wind could cause, or the storm and
So I wanted to take the DSS arresting 2 women with 1,000 rounds of ammunition. They arrested 2 suspects, Rashida Umar and Rukaya Laden. They were arrested in Fadan, Karshe, Sanga local government area in Kaduna. They were conveying the ammunition to bandits in Kotangora town of Niger State. They were apprehended and they found 1,000 live ammunition with them. This comes 5 days after, 5 days before they had discovered a plant, an arms plant, where a factory, where they were making. The guy was making AK-47 rifles, 2 military revolvers, and the guy confessed, said that he has been doing it for the past 5 years, and they used it to supply the bandits in the area.
Okay, let me move on quickly now to the Punch. Labour falls federal government's meeting, insists on indefinite strike. Can governors preach peace? Hope at Idil-Malud. Ondo woman kills husband with pestle and flees. Finalizing accuses Obasanjo of ridiculing Obas and demands an apology. Pipeline repairs go up 35 billion naira in 18 months. Vandalism persists, says report. Debt crisis stop. Tax waivers, IMF tells Nigeria. Afrexim Bank 6 buyers for NNPCL's crude. Chicago academic record. Atiku plans fresh suit against Tinubu.
So I will take the human interest, the Ondo woman who killed her husband. Apparently, they're always having fights. They're always having quarrels, and she had been threatening to kill him one day. So this is the 12-year-old son's story, what he saw. He said they had a small fight in the earlier on in the day. He now slept on the chair, and then she just took the pestle and hit him on the head 3 times. When he hit him, he collapsed. When she hit him, he collapsed. But he didn't die immediately. He had to go and call. When she saw that he had collapsed, she hit the pestle and ran away. He called neighbors. So by the time they got to the hospital, he was dead. The police say they are hot on her trail and they will arrest her soon.
Oh, wow.
Quite sad.
Very sad.
Major headline. So the organized labor said that the plan by the federal government to meet union leaders will not avert the nationwide strike slated to start on Tuesday. This is according to the National Deputy President of the Trade Union Congress, Tommy Etim, and it says nothing will stop the strike, that Nigerian workers were disenchanted with the federal government. He said the union had given the government sufficient time to address their demands, and the workers will not allow themselves to be deceived anymore. So he went ahead to say there's no need for the federal government to be, slating meetings, having pointless meetings, that Nigerians just need to be ready for this long walk. And the government has had enough time if they wanted to fix what was happening, but since they keep going as usual, the only thing is for them to meet with the strike. And he says this is not going to just be an ordinary industrial action. It will not just be a total shutdown of the nation. It's going to be the mother of all strikes. And that the government is even planning to sack 17,000 workers already in this period where everybody's suffering great hardship. So people should be ready. There's no need to have any conversations with the government. So hopefully by Tuesday, they will be starting the strike. Some other people are saying they're going to join the strike. They are saying that fuel scarcity and nationwide blackouts would likely be starting from that Tuesday because Union of Petroleum and Natural Gas Workers and Union of Electricity Employees are vowing to join the strike. Some other organizations are also going to be joining the strike. senior officials of Nupeng also are looking at joining the strike, and a host of others. So I don't know what the federal government is going to be doing about this now to see how we can avert. This is not the time to be having another strike. Nigerians have suffered.
Shut down the economy.
Yes.
Money will not come out.
Anyhow, so anyway.
Let's go on a quick break. When we come back, we continue with the review. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
So, have you ever wondered what happens behind the curtains of a man's mind? Or perhaps you're one of those who wonder what men talk about when they gather. Well, here goes. Imagine what it takes to put together the perfect cocktail. Or maybe mocktail. We need a bit of sports, a sprinkling of current affairs, some very deep topical issues, and last but not the least, a healthy dose of grumbling of those we love to hate. And yes, you guessed it, women. So, if you catch the drift, then you're onto something. We will provide you with the right insights into most of your curiosities, right here within this beautiful cocktail we call the Black Table.
This is 7 of 7. My name is OJ, and signing a sobriety into my hands tonight on this social experiment called the 7 of 7 is Owen G. What is the name, or what was the name? You see, I want to make them better now.
Rock Heart.
No, of the goat when they brought it on stage.
The name of that goat.
Yeah.
Thanks for staying with us. So, still reviewing Punch. So, the Pan-Yoruba Social Political Organization, Afenifere, have lashed out at the former president, Olusegun Obasanjo, for disrespecting traditional rulers in Oyo State by ordering them to stand up and sit down. They wrote particularly in a communique yesterday from, I think it was Akure they were in. The spokesperson was read by the publicity secretary of the association, that's Mr. Jari Ajayi, at their Akure residence, and Afenifere was saying that Afenifere was taken aback by the avoidable and unwarranted incident that took place in Oyo. He said that we, the Yoruba, respect our traditional institutions, the arrowhead of which is our traditional rulers, who traditionally and spiritually have acquired the status of deities, and it's not surprising that they are referred as Igbakeji Orisha. In view of the attempt to ridicule the respected Obaship institution in Yoruba land, Afenifere hereby demands an unreserved public apology to the Obas from former President Olusegun Obasanjo. Our traditional, so they're just insisting that the former president must apologize. Okay. Hopefully he does.
Do you think he's going to apologize?
I seriously doubt it.
I seriously doubt it.
Yeah.
I think he has demystified the souls of Obaship. So maybe they are no longer deities. In those days when a disrespect like that happens,
you will collect.
Oba, not even collect, you will just melt immediately.
Not the same thing.
That's what I said.
You will just,
when it happened,
nothing will touch you, you will just die.
That's what I said. That's what I said. I thought they said they were powerful.
No, they've traveled.
The jackpot.
All disrespect.
No, because this, you know, they back then, like, themselves allowed themselves to be disrespected.
Yes,
to be bought.
You see me in the Oba of Benin. You see, he doesn't.
You won't see him anywhere.
See the government that have gone there. But even there are some Yoruba Obas too that are like the Awujale.
Yes, the Awujale
that, you know,
Alake too carries himself with respect.
You know, the Alake. Yeah. You know, when you will be going around looking.
Happy.
Let's move on next one.
I don't want to talk bad about our Obas. I pray that.
Ogili has followed that.
I have the NNPC story. Go
ahead. Yeah.
So, according to this report, it said that the pipelines repair for 18 months have gulped 35.47, let's just say 35 billion naira. And they said that in the latest oil and gas reports covering from the Nigerian Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative covering 2021, showed that 22.505 billion was spent on pipeline repairs and maintenance. And in the first 6 months, NNPC disclosed that 350 pipeline points were vandalized. NNPC said that in collaborative work to protect the pipelines, the CEO of NNPC, Mele Kyari, said that Operation White and automated downstream operations and financing monitoring center has made it possible for the corporation to monitor product supply and distribution across Nigeria. And he said it has also reduced practices such as oil theft, cross-border smuggling of petroleum products, and all of that. We have not seen the result yet, because the result will be that we have increased crude oil, but this is their report. We hope that is correct.
Okay, should we move on now to the next paper, Vanguard? Let's find a story we've not taken. Gas flaring sacks over 27 communities in Imo. Lawyers, ex-lawmakers disagree over Ondo Deputy Governor's impeachment plot. Arkansas serial contestant says Ganduje. VCs present report of challenging facing varsities to education minister. Biden appoints Osage Imasoge, Chineye Ogomike as advisors. NNPC's $3 billion loan. Afrexim Bank opens funding talks with oil traders. And Shagamu killings, DSS moves to unravel masterminds. Okay, which story are we starting with in Vanguard?
We can start with gas flaring. So residents of over 27 oil communities in Oguta local government area of Imo State have been sacked by gas flaring. The residents spoke in Owerri while pleading for government intervention to end the dangers facing them as regards gas flaring in their communities. According to them, they said the flaring has been happening for over 4 decades and it's caused them severe health problems. Some of them said it breeds mosquitoes that will inflict illnesses on their children, and the situation usually worsens anytime there is a flood. Others said because of the activities, they usually experience hot weather when the weather is supposed to be cold. Now, they mentioned some of the affected communities: Umunandike, Umundanike, Umunku, Umuosoma, Umunaruku, Umunkwacha, Ngeku, and Umutoguma, among others. So the President General of Oguta Community Development Union, OCDU, Sir Uche Faith Iworisha, said that, explain what gas flaring was, for people who don't understand. It's a byproduct that comes out of when they do the oil production, and so they flare that gas. And he's found out that in some other countries, they found a way to use that gas as cooking gas. They find a way to preserve that gas, so they don't just burn it out and flare it into the air. And I know Nima always talks about the effect of gas flaring on the show. So it says it cannot be eliminated. You can't stop it. As long as you're producing oil, you must have it. But how you now use that gas into something more useful for the community is what the government should be working towards. And the impacts on the villagers has been so bad. A lot of them have relocated from those areas because of the health hazards. So government needs to look into what to do with the gas that is being flared and avoid it for the people living there.
All right, so the U.S. President Joe Biden has appointed 2 professionals who are of Nigerian descent as special advisors. The duo are Osage Imasoge and Chineye Ogomike. They were part of the 12 members of a Presidential Advisory Council on African Diaspora Engagement in the United States. The appointment was actually supposed to be members to actually engage the African society and communities within the United States with the United States government. The council members include individuals who have distinguished themselves in government, sports, creative industries, business, academia, and others. So these 2 Nigerians, Osage Imasoge from Edo, and I think Chineye Ogomike, she is born in the U.S., but I'm trying to find her where she's from exactly in Nigeria. It's not here. But so she's actually a WNBA player, the women's basketball player in the U.S., and she's quite popular there. And so she's also been appointed as part of the advisory council to the President of the United States. Congratulations to both Nigerians.
I have the Shagamu killing, and the DSS said that they're doing everything possible to get to the root of the matter, according to the instruction given by the governor that they should stem the activities of cultists and their rivals in the state. They said that they have 2 individuals that they had questions for. They invited them and they questioned them for long hours into the activities, and they have given them some tips that will assist in getting to the root of the matter, and that they were not kept beyond time, as soon as they were done questioning them, they were released to go back home. And they have gotten the tips that they will use. They are resolved that they will not allow cultism continue in the sacred town or in the state.
So, on those states, they are battling themselves. Some lawmakers are agreeing with the deputy for going to court to stop this impeachment. Others are saying he jumped the gun, that he didn't allow him, he did not allow the process to go on before, running to court to stop the impeachment. They hadn't asked him any questions. He said they will first call him, ask him questions, according to the misconduct. What did you do? Did you do this wrong? Then he will answer. They will now go back. But he now went without any and has gone to go. So is it that he doesn't want to answer questions?
Or is he hiding something?
Is he hiding something? Why is he stopping
the process? Okay, moving on now to the Nigerian Tribune. Let's see how many minutes we have. Experts chart way forward for CBN governor. Insecurity will not stop Imo Kogi governorship election, says INEC. Red line rail to be completed by December, says Sanwo-Olu. Kano governor appoints another 94 social media influencers to cover MDAs. Importers shun Lagos Ibadan cargo rail over double handling charges. Diphtheria outbreak, UNICEF deploys 9.3 million vaccine doses in Nigeria. And how my mother killed my father with pestle, says 12-year-old son.
Okay, so
I can that story.
Diphtheria outbreak story. So the United Nations Children's Fund, UNICEF, has said that Nigeria needs to immediately stem the disease. They said that they've sent about 9.3 million doses of the vaccines, the diphtheria vaccines, to affected states, which is Kano, Bauchi, Borno, Yobe, Katsina, Kaduna, and Jigawa. And so far, the outbreak has led to 11,500 suspected cases, with 7,000 confirmed, and they have resulted in 453 deaths, mostly amongst children. And they're asking so far on behalf of the government that they should deploy more of these vaccines across, and people should please take the vaccines.
Okay, moving on. Let's see. There was a story I want to take in about, let me see how much time. The cargo. So the Nigerian Tribune have found out that many owners of cargo containers refuse to use the rail because they are afraid of the double handling charges. According to them, the Lagos Ibadan container movement from Lagos port suffered a hitch this week on the train. The idea was for cargo to leave from Apapa straight to Moniya in Oyo State. However, many of the container owners were scared of using that avenue because they felt that they might be charging them twice. But NRC, that's the Nigerian Railway Corporation, have come to say that's been resolved, that they understand why that hitch happened. But from September 12th, when the 30-wagon train moving containers was launched, and this has been happening, but now many importers were scared of it. But I'm really happy to know that some of these containers would now be able to leave Lagos Apapa through the rail, not the roads, which we've been trying to stop for many years. So it's a first step in the right direction.
It's important to stem that issue of charges. So maybe they're afraid that they'll pay land charges before they leave Apapa. And then when they get off at, they'll be made to pay the
at Monia. So that's what the district manager was saying. Augustine Arisa said, confirm the issues with the double handling charges. However, it has been resolved, and that they just told us it was resolved. They didn't tell us how it was resolved.
How it was resolved.
It was resolved.
They said they are working on it, Sha. He said they are working on it. It's not that it has. They are working on it.
They use resolved in this story. Okay, that's all we can take on front page review. When we return, we want our hot topic of today. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, make welcome the grand comedian of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Gbenga Adeyinka the First. OJ right here, 7 of 7, like you already know.
Gbenga right here, 7 of 7, like I'm beginning to know.
It's now time for the question.
You don't scare me one bit. Bata, I go drink. So.
Okay. So now one chance for enter. My first question. Do you remember the names of the winners of that edition of StarQuest?
Of course I do.
Why do you?
And I hate myself for this. Because I have this question for you. Final question. No. Where outside Nigeria and what year? I think you're the only one that can be wicked.
I am thinking because I know back in the day.
Don't think. Answer my question quick. You are thinking too much. I don't like it.
The UK.
Final answer. Okay. I said, God, please, let me to perform outside Nigeria.
Wait.
And God gave me a show in Ghana. Drink, my friend, drink. I don't
overthink this thing. See where I can.
Yes, you overthink them.
I would say you should catwalk.
Let's catwalk now. Where are we?
No, that's not catwalking.
That's good walking.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have Made Kuti in the view. It's still 7 of 7, and we've been doing a whole lot of protesting. The only thing that remains is just to carry placard.
It's about 5 of 7, to be honest. Because, ask your question. I have so much to speak about once we finish.
We will not give you the time because it's 7 of 7.
I will make the time now. He said he will not ask questions about science.
No.
Neuroplasticity.
And based on
he asked a question that was subjective about high life, and he did not finalize his answer about a Kuti question where there are only 3 of us.
Editor, scratch this part out.
That could have possibly composed the music.
Editor, scratch this part out.
Stupidity is an act of ignorance.
Hey God, Made.
Was composed by which Kuti?
Femi Kuti.
Is that your final answer?
Oh God, I'm Sheon Kuti. No, wait, Femi Kuti.
You said
Femi Kuti. Wait.
You can't be allowed.
No, you've not asked me anything.
Everyone.
You've not asked me anything. So my final answer.
No. All I have to say is this show is really about drinking.
Yeah, that's the whole idea.
The questions don't matter.
That's the whole
Justice
idea.
is out the window.
We throw caution to
we
the
have
wind
no
right
morals here.
On the 7 of 7. Ladies and gentlemen, please help welcome to the show, La General, the one and only Pere Egbe. Which of the following is false about teeth? We are born with 20 primary teeth. Teeth are the hardest substance in the body. Teeth are the strongest bones in the body.
Teeth is not a bone, actually.
Teeth can self-repair.
The strongest bone in the body, no. Teeth is not a bone.
Final answer?
Teeth is not a bone. You know what came to my head now? That sound. Crickets.
So, editor, you can put that cricket sound there. You can still put it down too.
When was the first Gulda ultimate search? Editor?
Don't put any cricket sound. I'm talking. Okay, Pere. How many times has Ghana qualified for the World Cup?
5 times. Hey, you can't do that now.
That's what it is.
Wait. Calm down. Why are you like this?
This is your team.
Small play now.
They will not
Somebody cannot play with you again.
They will not be impressed though. The team that you're supporting. And
Ghana will be alright.
Yeah, that's
Charlie? Cheers, Charlie. Ikechukwu
Sunday Okonkwo, aka Cross. Now your intro without
Wow.
So there's a name that thing that's.
I'm just drinking because you say I should drink. There's no particular answer.
You think it's only that can be wicked?
What's the answer?
Subterfuge.
Eh?
Yeah. They claim you did, but you said it just happened. That
And it's called what again?
Subterfuge.
Such a feud.
SUBTERFUGE.
So you look me finish from head to toe. You look at a person who go know what to become such. Yeah?
The nude wasn't like a game plan. Or...
I promise you, it was actually a mistake. Like it was sending it to someone, and it just mistakenly just.
Ladies and gentlemen, make welcome the grand comedian of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Benga Dainka the First. OJ right here, 7 of 7, like you already know.
Benga right here, 7 of 7, like I'm beginning to know.
It's now time for the question.
You don't scare me one bit. Bata, I go drink. So.
Okay. So now one chance for enter. My first question.
Thanks for staying with us. So Nigerians took to social media a few days ago concerning the alleged arrest of a lady, Chioma Egodi, who, according to reports, had expressed her opinion about Erisco food tomato paste on social media. And according to the report, she specifically said that she went out to buy, I went to buy tin tomatoes yesterday that I would use to make stew. She didn't find the brand she's used to. She now said, I decided to buy, that's the Erisco brand one. When I opened it, I decided to taste it. Almost sugar was just too much. How about Biko, let me know if you have used this type of tin tomato before. And this is an Ike Guru situation.
Ike
Guru situation. Now, of course, responding, the company said immediately that its initial reaction was that, let me say it specifically, which was trying to get their specific comments. In light of what happened, we wish to reiterate, Erisco Foods Limited is solely committed to the production of healthy tomato products, including other products that are full regulatory stamp and approval of NAFDAC. While we recognize people's rights of our consumers to make genuine observations about our products, we want to thank our esteemed customers for their continued patronage. However, having built their reputation for over the years on healthy and quality products, which have earned them local and international awards, they would like to categorically state that they will take all necessary actions against any malicious attack on their reputation. Now, so a lawyer and also Mr. Babatunde Irukera, he's known to lead the, I think it's the FCC, that's the Consumer Protection Commission, where he was saying that according to his message on Twitter, operatives have confirmed the arrest and transfer of the case to Abuja by the police force. She was no longer at the station on arrival, working to determine exact current location, engaging the force HQ in Abuja, and they will let us know as they plan to summon Erisco Foods immediately. That's from Mr. Babatunde Irukera. Hopefully we can get him on the show. So the police, however, from Hyundai has said that as of that, this was 2 days ago, saying that at that time he hadn't seen any reports, he couldn't confirm an arrest. So the issue is, Nigerians are asking, why was she arrested for expressing her opinion? And why is this like people are not allowed to, why was Erisco trying to protect, speak against the fact that she expressed her opinion? What are your own thoughts on this? I mean, everybody expressing their views all the time, but when it comes to brands, they might have different feelings to both the company or the Nigerians. Let me take your numbers on the screen: 081-076-41679, 09024163440. These are the numbers you call us. Let us hear your views. Or you can also tweet us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourViewTVC so we can read your tweets. So we practically established what happened with Chioma Egodi. What are your own thoughts when you saw the story? What came to your own mind?
My own first thought was, this is chancing. They're using their power. It's true now because if it is a civil case, this is a civil case. If there's any case at all, so Erisco should be suing her if they know that their brand doesn't have sugar, or if they feel that she's giving them a bad name. It is a totally lawyer. Please, it's a civil case. What has police? You see, me, I'm even tired of all these people using police, using DSS to be arresting people, because you don't know when it's going to be your turn next. You people that you're always yabbing, all yabbing on this show. You say we are going to soon enter.
I like that word, Mikey.
You know, I don't understand. She said it tasted. Please let me know what we can say and what we can say before. I don't need police arrest.
No, okay, this is not, even for a civil case, it's a waste of litigation. This lady bought a product, like all of us used to do. You remember one time where there's this children's juice, that when you open it, they'll say at the bottom, it's dirty. You know, if I have been on the shelf for a long time, anything could have resulted in it. So the person opening it cannot be called a liar. This lady, if you take her to court, it will be a waste of litigation. She just has to say she bought an Erisco product and she found it too sweet. We know part of the components of preservation in this particular product of tin tomato and all of those things is sugar. So maybe at the time of production, something went wrong. Rather than Erisco going to popularize themselves negatively like this, they would have just left this matter and issue a statement that their products are not sugary. Rather than go and pick a lady and then let everybody see, because there's no criminal defamation. She did not set out to destroy anybody's reputation. She only spoke about a product she bought, and product review is plenty. It's plenty everywhere. We do product review every time. There's this popular beverage, I don't want to give name, that is so sugary. Anytime I put it inside a cup like that, I dare not put sugar with it for any chance. So little by little, our kids, we started to monitor that they don't eat it. And there's this particular noodles that we complain that the thing, it's too sweet, it's too sweet. Some people will say, no, this one causes cancer. They've not arrested anybody. If the whole of Nigeria was using Erisco product today, and then they said it was so sugary, how many people you want to arrest? Let me do a proper product back packaging and do your review again and get people to review for you.
I think brands need to understand that there's freedom of review. We have a lot of people who they're just this one. I'm not saying the girl is a critic, but there are people who are critics who would pick a product, look through the product, use the product, and then talk to their fans and say, okay, this is what I noticed about this product. And it's welcomed all over the world. And if somebody does a review of your product in a way that you don't like, it's to have a conversation. Can we find out why exactly this particular one, if you're sure that is not laden with sugar, can we find out what happened in this one that you got that has so much sugar? You go through that route to see how you can remedy if you're sure that is not what your company is about. And this seems to me like trying to shut people up for speaking from their experience. You know, speaking fact is different from speaking from experience. We could have all bought something, the same thing, and we have different experiences using the same thing. I've seen the beverage you mentioned that talked about now. Another person will be using and say, it's great, oh. Yes, this is a very fantastic beverage, oh. In fact, we don't buy sugar again in our house. Once we use it, that is it, you know. That's a different experience. And when you go online, you see all these big brands. You see where they have their space for reviews. You hear some of them having 80%, 100%. You still see in that good review, you see some other people giving very bad reviews because they are talking based on their own experiences. So if as a brand, you get something you don't like, it's to start up a conversation. Ask your team what happened, what went wrong, if it's not what you're into. If it's what you're into, then you can now start saying, okay, some people may not like it this way. How can we begin to rebrand? How can we begin to change? But shutting an individual up with the police is just intimidation. It's just a form of bullying.
The police part of it, as I said, we're going to wait for confirmation because this is one person that tweeted and everybody automatically thought she was arrested. So we're trying to see if we can get a confirmation if he did an arrest happen. But I know that in marketing, people can do a lot of that. There's a phrase they call it, I'm not sure if it's guerrilla marketing. There's some kind of marketing where you can actually intentionally put people, critics. So I can actually pay you to say, to start tweeting against a brand. I can do that intentionally. So a brand also always feel that need to defend themselves. Maybe, yeah, you're right. Maybe this is a campaign because Risco is a Nigerian product sometimes. We're just speculating now.
Okay.
There are foreign products that are well backed up by foreign money. And they want to kill a Nigerian brand, for example. So sometimes they intentionally and strategically get influencers, and their own job is to do something, not even influencers, certain people to critique a product just to begin to diminish a brand. So these are things that are done, and they're all techniques.
Yes.
So I guess also we should also see from the side of the Risco products also.
Okay, so but the way of going about it. So you sense that it's a form of demarketing for my product, right? You launch out an investigation. You start from investigating your product to be sure that he that comes to equity must come with clean hands, to be sure that you don't have an issue with the product. Then you get to the police. It's a big brand. They are making money. They should be able to employ the police to do a proper investigation and fish those people out who are trying to sabotage your product. You don't pick somebody because the way it will be now is, so you cannot, when you buy a product and the product is bad, you cannot say anything because you don't want the brand to come and arrest you.
Obiajulu, see, Shebi they have money too. If somebody's doing sabotaging you, yourself go and get influencers to come and taste your brand
and endorse it.
So was it?
Say, who said that brand is not sweet?
So is the PR strategy was wrong. Yeah. So that response was wrong in their own part. Okay.
Yes, because if I don't use tin tomato, any tin tomato. So I hope they don't arrest me for saying that.
Should come and try.
So I guess the PR should have done better. Instead of coming on a defense, they're able to manage or show steps on how they're planning to manage it.
The only reason I wasn't going to talk about it is because you said it was not confirmed. Yeah. The arrest has not been confirmed.
Yes.
But if it was confirmed, I would know what to say because, as you said, some companies want to demarket local, some brands. They will get influencers to do it. And as Bisi has said, you too, you get your own. They will come and do review for you. No wahala. But the option is not an arrest. There's no criminal defamation. She didn't say, this brand is from the pit of hell or anything. She did not say anything onto what she said. It was so sugary. And sugar is a component of preservation in all these brands. If it is not your brand, you will issue statements that we don't even use sugar as our preservative. We use something else that is healthy, that is friendly, human friendly for our preservation. You issue something. We have been seeing videos of reviews of this cola drink forever. People see they drink them.
Yes, so.
Because people that need sugar in their lives.
Negative reviews. Have people seen where they say one bottle has like 10 cups of sugar?
Yes.
Don't drink.
And they will put it on YouTube.
Drinking.
Now, you will see the most popular drink
till tomorrow.
So Mr. Tunde Irukere, he's the Chief Executive Officer. Let me get it right. The Chief Executive Officer of the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission, that's FCCPC. He was one that tweeted, so he did confirm that grateful for the restoration of Ms. Igodi's liberty, but determined to ensure we never walk this path again. Criminality in commerce is an exception. Our society cannot endure under the threat of fear that fair expressions, when properly so, can become subject of law enforcement. So obviously it is confirmed that she was indeed arrested.
Also, an advice to brands. We are there already. We are doing business. Brand, you must be ready. The good reviews will come. The bad reviews will come. I think it's feedback, so to speak.
Yeah. If Nami be a Risco, I will go. Is that your Magogo? That is going to come and talk good about my product.
Yeah.
By the time I see her, she tastes it.
You give her many cartons.
So
she is the one that will come and say, "Did I say Risco was sugary?"
Maybe
So it's a PR malfunction that happened. Obviously, they didn't plan it properly. It wasn't well done. It wasn't well thought out.
The world is changing. Yeah. So before they could get away with it, you say something, they arrest you, and that's it. Everybody keeps quiet. Now, people will shout. Yes. People will talk. Why are you touching this?
But in our talking, let us not forget it, because we have to wrap up. Yeah. Because Nima said something that, because of libel issues, we are very, very careful not to be irresponsible. Yeah. We say allegations, we allege things. So even though you want to say something, be objective in your saying.
No, if I buy something that is bad, I should be alleging.
We know.
Allege.
No, there's a way no. Listen, let's go on a break. When we come back, we'll discuss how Nigerians can be responsible in expressing their opinion.
Because I want to answer you.
Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, make welcome the one who can make time stand still forever, Mr. Kelechi Amadi. How are you doing, sir?
I'm good, my brother.
You love that intro, Abi?
Yeah. It was great.
Okay,
Thank you.
We try like that.
Thank you.
Now my question, which I feel is a cheap question.
Oh, go ahead.
What does ISO stand for?
That is it. I think I'll drink.
No, you're joking.
I'm not joking.
Kelechi Amadi. No. Shay, you didn't whine me. You're whining me now.
I think I'll drink. Huh? No problem.
Okay.
I've always known this as ISO. I never bothered to know what it means. I know what it means, but I never bothered to know what the acronym is. Tell me the brand of camera that I use, so much so that I even became an ambassador. That's very easy. It's out there.
It's supposed to be, yeah.
I just said, let me give you this one as a token of my appreciation.
Sony.
Drink!
I'm not done. You did not say final answer.
Final answer.
You did not ask me if that was my final answer.
You don't have any choice again. It's only
Nikon.
how many cameras do they have? My
Nikon.
friend to drink. I gave you a very easy something.
Nikon now.
Thanks for staying with us. We're still discussing this issue that happened with Erisco Foods and Madam Chioma Igodi. So there's the part, I'll come back to the issue I asked earlier, but there's a part of the report that Erisco Foods had petitioned the Inspector General of Police, because I'm seeing in the report here, saying that they had petitioned the Inspector General of Police calling for an urgent intervention to curb an organized criminal syndicate that has been faking their products and posting false and substantiated information about their products. So it's possible, even before the Chioma thing happened, there were issues that maybe they felt that there's a cartel or there's a cabal trying to intentionally sabotage their products. So maybe when Chioma's review came out, they automatically thought it was an offshoot from that, because for them to petition the Inspector General of Police, this is not something that's happened because of Chioma's opinion. It was something, according to them, an organized criminal syndicate that's been faking their products. So they have that problem.
That's not Chioma's fault. That is whoever is doing it and the police.
And Erisco.
And Erisco.
Yeah.
No, it's because she bought it. If she bought a fake product, it's not her fault. Erisco needs to go and find out
what exactly.
TNE, those days when the fake products come out, the real brand owners will say, we have now included one scratch something on our brand to
authenticate. Yes.
There are products that people that are faking, that are trying to destroy the image of our products. You will now scratch something. They don't want to spend money. Go and do.
Let me take this call from Dotun. Thanks for calling, Dotun. Good morning, Dotun. You're live.
Good morning, how are you?
I can't hear you, you're live. Go ahead, please.
Good. I think it has to do with the management of
Please increase the volume.
Situation.
I'll tell you on TV.
It has to do with the way this thing is managed. I've had such an experience before. My wife sells food store and soft drinks. So we bought these soft drinks and she could not sell. Customers are buying them. She buying crates and sells in bottles. Customers are buying them returning them, and we are seeing particles in these soft drinks. You know what I did? I went online to search for the customer service number of the manufacturers of this soft drink. I got the number, I placed the call, and I was given another number to call in their factory. To cut the story short, I went to the factory. They look at the samples, more than 3-4 products have been bought and returned to us. And some even did not pay since they have opened it and we can see it. So they apologized, took the batch numbers of these products and gave us a pack. That pack has 12 PET bottles. A pack for each of the bottles. So I was able to give them 7 bottles and they gave me 7 packs. I think for that lady, for me, I think she was a bit too enthusiastic about her discovery. She could have also made effort to contact the factory, the producers. Because some of this could happen as a result of human errors, production errors. Contact the producers, let them see your experience. If on the long run you are able to prove that, oh, it is their fault and they are not making efforts to compensate you or to adjust, then you can now make it viral.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Doctor. Doctor, go ahead. Wait, hang in there. YK has a question for you.
Doctor, but do you think they did the right thing by arresting her?
That's what I'm coming to. They too did not manage that situation well. Because it's now going to give them bad publicity. Their product will be stigmatized and they may lose a large share of the market. So they need to manage it well too.
Thank you very much, Doctor.
Thank you very much.
I think what Dr. was explained to us now is what I was trying to say earlier, the responsibility on our own part. Yes, not every Nigerian has the time to leave their own private business and start going to looking for a phone number and following up. But the truth is that because we all have phones now, it's so easy for us to destroy or build things. All of us do it all the time. Oh, I saw that, I take a picture, I post it online. Can you imagine this? But if we really want to be intentional, the reigning word in Nigeria, intentional about certain things, why do I find out the call number, the customer service, and see what I make an effort? It's after I don't make that effort, then maybe I can now start doing a review. But we also have that problem.
I would like to see if the Erisco brand carries a phone number for their customer care. I just want to see.
Half the time, the numbers don't even work either.
Half the time, you call it, these ones that they usually post winnings and all of those things. They'll give you one toll-free or one no callback, something detailed. Yeah. But I think this lady is a reviewer. Somebody who, when she buys a product, she talks about it. If you want to get there, it's also getting their attention by doing that. Imagine that she did that. They reached out to her on her page. She goes to their company. They show her that, okay, we are suffering from, what's it called? People faking their product. There's a word for it. They are suffering from that. People are counterfeiting their product. And then she says, oh, that's true. Okay, this is our real combination. Yeah. Taste it. She does a physical one that they do their PR and videos. That she tastes it. And she takes it back. And she puts it up on the same page. When she did that, people would have understood, Nigerians, you people should stop counterfeiting. People would understand. There was this heist done in Oregon where they found a malt-making company inside drums. They were making malt. That they caught people doing it. It was a malt brand that said, let's get to the root of the counterfeiting affecting our business. And they got to the root. No, when you pick one individual, like I'm telling them, you must chop the sugar. Don't talk.
Yeah.
You know, it's wrong. So and there are better ways to do these things.
Okay, go ahead. So I just wanted to address this arresting people, using our law enforcement agents or agencies to be arresting people anyhow. Boko Haram is there. Yeah, terrorists are there. These ones are there. More fundamental, important issues. And they are using these people to be arresting people. It should stop. Let us stop all this nonsense. Because that is how they have arrested
real damage.
They have arrested that.
Like the one that went to former ministers to accuse the former minister of Works and Housing that he was doing something for the
Presidential Petition
Tribunal. That goes to the core of his person. You went a direct attack at a person. That's criminal defamation.
Criminal. I'm not talking about that one. The one I'm talking about, the one where the local government chairman wrote a letter. He didn't write it to the public. He wrote it to the former governor. That one, I don't know how it got to the public. Now he's under arrest. For what?
Somebody that was an elected office. I don't know whether governors.
They have impeached him. They didn't stop there. They have now arrested him. So please, they should stop using our law enforcement agencies to be personal
punitive. And they should
fights.
Yes.
Because of Obiajulu, I don't like what Obiajulu said to me. I'm going to now come and arrest her. No!
Why can't the police select who to arrest or not?
They shouldn't even be arrested.
Don't they? Don't they have a choice to say this is not a case where I think you should go to court? Don't they have a right to advise?
We have to wrap up on this.
Quick too. But I want to advise, you know, as a brand gets big, you must have a team in place that help you manage issues like this, that help you manage conflict. It's very important. So if you have a conflict like this that comes up, you must have a team that helps you think through the implications of whatever actions that you take. So I want to believe that they did not think through this. If they had, they would have found other ways to probably talk to this girl like you rightly mentioned and all of that. We must, as you expand, you must expand your team. They must be trained. They must know what.
And kudos to FCCPC for at least taking this up. We must commend Mr. Babatide Irukera for protecting Chima's rights and ensuring that this got out. And so at least Chima was released so far. We have to wrap up with this, but I have Muiz. Thanks for calling Muiz, our final caller for this segment.
Hello.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Imoisi, Imoisi. From Benin.
All right.
Please, I want to contribute on this Erisco something.
Yes, go ahead.
Go ahead, please.
It happened to me in the 80s. I bought this, I don't want to mention the soft drink brand. So, we bought the brand. When we opened it, we discovered a particle inside. Then we bought another one, we discovered another thing. So we went to the brand in the office in Benin here. So we take it to the factory, and the factory manager finds it, and you see the particle inside. Then what did they do? They decided to give us some drink to drink there and make us an offer. They give us some crates that we should be buying every week. If Erisco find this lady in their mind guilty, what they're supposed to do is to find out the badge number of that.
Oh, we lost him. But I think he was just trying to give his own example. We have to wrap up on this.
You know, because earlier on I used to find funny things when I used to drink inside soft drinks, and I was like, I would just stop drinking that soft drink. I never reported,
just move on.
You know. But I guess.
Okay, let's also wrap up on this. Are we done?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just
said the reason.
Waiting for you to finish your sentence. Why can you at 63? Finish your sentence.
No, wait. What are you saying?
Let's go. Okay, we'll be right back. Let's wrap up on this. Thanks, Steve. We'll be right back.
So, have you ever wondered what happens behind the curtains of a man's mind? Or perhaps you're one of those who wonder what men talk about when they gather. Well, here goes. Imagine what it takes to put together the perfect cocktail. Or maybe mocktail. We need a bit of sports, a sprinkling of current affairs, some very deep topical issues, and last but not the least, a healthy dose of grumbling of those we love to hate. And yes, you guessed it, women. So, if you catch the drift, then you're onto something. We will provide you with the right insights into most of your curiosities right here within this beautiful cocktail we call the Black Table.
Ladies and gentlemen, multiple award-winning actor, producer, ambassador of Edo People, we have Etinosa Idemudia in the building!
not be first to go police station, they win the case.
Okay.
So you are showing
No,
yourself.
I go see as my second question.
You are feeling like a contact the prancing peacock. I'm about to cut your wings. Hello? Now, in the amalgamation of 1914, who was the woman who drew the line of the amalgamation? Who cut the report? Who is the person that used scissors? What is his name?
That woman.
You have done me dirty. I've marked your face. I've marked your face. If anything happened to me today,
I don't
if I don't reach my house. Anyway, I'm gonna be chauffeured, so.
You remember now, Abby? Yeah, but you never too thin. Now you remember.
Hey.
If a person who indulges habitually in watching a sexual material is called a voyeur.
That's what they're called.
You clearly say you don't go even get the next one.
Hey, a voyeur.
Voyeur.
Then go on.
What is a person who makes one
A
called?
voyeur. A voyagist. A bon voyage.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of
Thanks for staying with us. Moving on now to another topic, a more Thursday appropriate topic. Dr. Olumide Emmanuel was speaking very recently, and he was saying something about the fact that women who come to marriage and expect that their husband handles everything is a liability. He says if a woman thinks only beauty and intercourse is the only thing they bring into the marriage, they are a liability. And this obviously spurred a lot of conversation. People were talking about, is he right or is he wrong? The few angles, a lot of people are complaining today that, women are too empowered. Everybody's doing 50-50, everybody's home working, and, that in itself is, some would say, is detrimental to family development, to the nurturing that women would have naturally been available to for the family, for the community. But now women, they have to work. Others are saying, I want to be pampered. I don't want to work. I want to be cared for. I want to just bring beauty and the other room activity, and I'm okay. What are your own thoughts on it? You can call us on the numbers on your screen. And then you can also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourViewTVC so we can read the tweet. Obiajulu, let me start with you.
Why?
Because I don't understand. What do you agree with you? What do you disagree?
I don't agree and I don't disagree. Okay. I'm in between because there are different situations in life.
Yeah.
And it also depends on when you start your relationship and your marriage. A woman gets to a certain age where she should have built herself. When marriage is not coming. Imagine if I had finished school. I finished, I think, about 22 or so, and maybe I didn't get married. And I wait till I'm getting close to 40 now, and the man is coming. And then I'm just presenting beauty and the other side. Nobody will take you serious because you had time to build yourself. You had time to equip yourself. You had time to hone your skills. So if a man is meeting me at this level, you should be meeting a well-grounded woman who is financially independent, because they will ask, what have you been doing all those years that you were waiting for the marriage? But if you finish school and you get into marriage, nobody's going to be asking you, what are you bringing to the table? You are the table. I am the table. When I got married, I was the table. You can't be asking me that question. You know that I have skills, I have everything, but it has not started flourishing. And even you yourself that you're coming to me, how many flourish did you flourish? We grew together. That's why I say I will not agree or disagree, because it depends on the level and the situation. However, I would advise that as we raise our children, raise them to be independent-minded, raise them to be able to stand on their own 2 feet, whether or not anybody is bringing anything. They should be able to take care of themselves. Once you have a child, a lady who can take care of herself, any situation she finds herself, she'll be okay.
Well, I would have flipped it, though. Don't you think? Let me come to hear your thoughts first, Maria.
Okay, so I think this is too much generalization. Now that, even the Dr. Olumide has questioned women who insist on not being liabilities on whether they are willing to sacrifice something to maintain the home. So the home structure does not allow for liabilities. Let's use the word dependent. Because if you are to be helping your husband, you will sort of at some point depend on him to carry the home. So would the man now turn around and call you a liability? I go swear for him. Yes. And the truth be that. Yes. Because when we sit down, one thing must give. And they've always spoken to career women that if you are so absorbed in not being dependent on your husband, not liabilities now, to depend on your husband to carry certain things so that you can take care of certain things and make life easy for both of you. Somebody must compromise. All these ones that everybody must do, something must give. It's always the children. Exactly. So let's be putting things properly. When you say liability, everyone wants to, hates every human being that has dignity in themselves, hates to be anybody's liability. And then so you start fighting the structure of the home, thinking, I don't want to be a liability, whereas that's the sacrifice that you must make to have a better home, to raise better kids. You will hate that, to be in that place. You don't want a man to wake up one morning, look you in the face and say, you've been a liability.
No. You've been working, even on the flip side, you've been working in this big company and then here are kids, they didn't have parental attention.
Let's now put it in proper perspective. If, for instance, it says that, okay, you have now given up your life, that career, that dream that you probably have, so you have a proper home, but some women would just be in that home, along with their children, the father will still be parenting them too. Then you can properly put it as perspective. But if you say, your father, your mother carried you, even they needed assistance, they could not finish all your needs. And then you come into marriage and expect a husband to carry you, you're a liability. You put it like that.
Then we understand
nobody will be trying to be a good wife. And we know, for instance, I'm working. My husband is working. We leave the kids at 6 every day. They grew to fend for themselves. It's not a nice place to be in. But I don't want to be anybody's liability. So I would insist on having a career. If my husband says tomorrow, depend on me for all your needs, and he then calls me a liability because
I've always said it. I've always wanted an opportunity to just wake up in the morning and be pampered. I love being pampered. So I was going to flip I'll come to you, Waike, flip what you said, because I would rather work at my youthful years, get into marriage and know that let me work, let me hustle. And at a certain age, I just want to be cared for. I expect that my husband is now good as this financially. If he's God blesses him.
Because sometimes we assume that it will go well and it doesn't go that way. That's right. So if he has the capacity, why not? So I am a very independent person. Anywhere you throw me to, I will survive. I have skills. I can hone them. I can sell. I can make noise. I can do anything. I would survive as long as it's legitimate. However, I like the way I am, that I am mostly taken care of.
Hey, you are. Hey, so
that's extra, right? Yes. But what if it wasn't that way? What if we didn't grow to that? I will still do what I need to do to care for my home.
Okay, let me come to you. This issue of liability, women being a liability. What are your thoughts?
You see, I don't agree with what he said at all. Why I don't agree with what he said at all is because the role of a woman and the role of a man, they are totally different.
Very well spoken.
It is a woman that gives birth to the children that you fathered. Now, for whatever reason, the woman is incapacitated. She cannot go. She has business, she doesn't have business. She can't leave the house because of the belly which she carries. Is she a liability?
Jonia.
You know, so when men are making such grand statements or general statements or whatever kind of, they should think about it from the woman's point of view. The same thing with women. When we to make general statements, we should always think about it from a man's point of view. To me, that statement was uncalled for. Why? Because everybody's situation is different.
True.
I mean, there are some men that even want a woman that just be making herself, makes she just yellow, tomato. Then when you come out, she don't make up. She don't pose. You get money, but just one spoil the woman. Let's go out. You have my hand.
My number one problem is that I was exposed to somebody like that growing up, and that thing just stamped in my head. I know somebody like that was just pampered. I know this woman from big, like she was just a pampered human being, and I kept looking at, as a child, I just look at this woman's skin. So there's somebody in my subconscious, the Father Lord, at some point in my life, I want to be pampered. Because I don't know, because I keep asking myself, where does this idea of being pampered come from? And now when you're talking, I was like, no, there's this person I saw. But let me flip it a bit. More men are liabilities today. In most marriages.
Yes.
So the issue now, this conversation should be such that if a lot of men are dependent Holy.
That's the word.
Holy.
Well, if you ask me, we'll put it in perspective.
Please put it.
So Dr. Olumide didn't put it in perspective. Maybe he's talking financial. Some men don't know where their clothes stay. Let's not even go to the basics. They depend on their spouses for everything, to take care of everything that you see them glorify in themselves. So some men are flying in their career, but they don't even know how to do certain things that will make their life whole. Some people have living parents that are not available to care for them. A woman takes it upon herself to raise your kids, and take care of family, travel on your behalf, keep all those extra skills, social relationships that you must keep. And you look at her just because you put the money down and call her a liability.
Let me ask something small.
You know, he was talking to a congregation. I would allow you. He was talking to a congregation. When you don't put it in proper perspective, what you get is that men will get home. Look at the supportive spouse that they've had who has given up.
See as a liability.
You're a liability. Not immediate. That's issue that puts it in perspective.
So let me add more to you. There was when I lost my job, I was at home for 5 years. And that 5 years, every day I was wishing I had a job. Because the job in the house was so much. I would, till now, we will write timetable for food. Today he comes, he eats rice. Tomorrow, is it rice again? No, I don't want. I'm constantly cracking my brain. How do we change the timetable? How do we cook? How do we do this?
How will we modify it?
I will wash. I will monitor. This worker is working. I'll stay with the carpenter to fix this. I'll stay with. By the time he gets home in the evening, I am exhausted. And then I'll hear, Madam, what did you do today? Ha! My head is so. Good
morning, Mariah.
Good morning.
Good morning, beautiful ladies. You've been doing wonderful work. Hello, can you hear me now?
Now I can hear you. Go ahead.
Good morning, beautiful ladies.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah. I don't know from which perspective the pastor is talking about this. I just want every man to know that as far as you are a man and you are taking a woman as a wife, that woman is your responsibility.
Yes.
Whatever the woman does to help or not to help depends on her wish. Calling women liability because they cannot put something on the table, I think the pastor has not done well for the women. We must understand that the situation we are now in Nigeria, most women are out in search of one thing or the other to make a living. But it's difficult for them to bring something to the table because the life outside there is very difficult. And when you want to press further, some of the men will look at you as trying to take over. There are men we have so many men that see women that are doing good or trying to make it in the home as a threat. You see, we should understand that women or a family is the responsibility of the man.
Yeah.
Whether the woman is working or not working, it doesn't matter. What matters is that the man who has taken up the reason to have that woman as a wife and make a family, he is supposed to take care of that family.
Thank you very much, Amina. You know, we always undermine the importance of raising children because that's what really builds a society, responsible children. And they need at least one parent who is completely available
for them.
And it's so important that we also highlight the fact that, yes, lots of women today are working because they have to.
They have to.
I mean, I saw a comment here saying men want independent working class women. Women are also expected to bring money to the table, make the home, care for the children, care for the man, do the chores, as long as women don't, you know. So they're also looking for women who can work. But when the society gets to the point where the women must also, I mean, right now, some men are insisting, if you don't have
married them, they're asking them, you bring 40, I'll bring 60. The woman, of course, I, as a mother, I have tried to win him off of it. I've seen that he doesn't like money for cereal. I don't work. Or a woman who has even given up everything, she's nurturing your kids, and then she has her mother or father to take care of. And she asks you, you say, liabilities. So you see the terms.
Yeah.
The choice of what, that's where
we need to. But let me take this call from Yakub. Thanks for calling, Yakub.
Yeah, Mario, good morning. And, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Mario, I totally disagree with Dr. Olumide 1001 times. Mario, you see, you know that woman is highly strong than women. Mario, let me tell you this. It's not because Dr. Olumide will say this. Let a woman say that I want to go on strike for just 1 week. I can tell you the home is not going to stay. How can you call a woman a liability? You, my witness, let me include myself here. We left home
We leave all our children in the possession of this. In fact, if I have my way, women does not even need to go work because maybe stay at home is an institution. It's a whole institution because we will pass knowledge to those children. We will make sure that those children get good character. So that you, that a man, you claim to be, yes, you can consider your daughter, your son, that is my man, that is my boy, that is my daughter. Why? Because your woman situation there. Now, if you go, and then you come back, Morayo, let me shock you. The other room is still there. And then you call this same woman, so let's enter the other room. He does not say no. You call the same woman inability. How? I totally disagree with him.
Okay, thank you very much. Let me come to you, BC, in a second, because let us look at things from his perspective. There are women who can be lazy, and they just want to be cared for. There are women who says, you know what, I'm beautiful. You met me at this stage in my life. I can maintain myself. You saw me as I am. I'm high maintenance. You've now married me. You're not telling me to start working. I'm not going to work. You know. So it happens where there are women who demand that they are totally no, they don't want to work at all in any shape or fashion.
But the man that opened his eyes and saw that.
So go there.
You reap what you sow. You saw it. You reap it.
Take your bed.
It's like this economy now that petrol have turned to gold. You go and buy Jeep, 6 plug, 4 plug. I what they used to call those plug. That's why one small this thing, 50,000 naira for your finish. You say you want to look. You now blame the car for being a liability.
It doesn't
That's a good example.
But before I answer your question, I want to even ask, do men really know what they want? Because sometimes I feel like they don't. They want a woman to work and be able to contribute and yet appear like you don't have a job. So in all that you're working and high flying, when you come home, you should cook and do the 7. They are not considering that. They want a woman to bear children, but then you must appear like you don't have any child. You should not have stretch mark. You should not have this. You should not have that. At the same time, the person has carried 3, 4 children for you. You want a woman to have all of that, but then the woman should, you want a woman to, for instance, be like Mommy Gio. Be very prayerful, be very spiritual. At the same time, we want her to have some other tendencies in the other side of the room. You know, we need to decide what we want for ourselves. And this is not a general decision. It's based on a person. It's personal. What do I want? Now, the question you asked, which is some women can be lazy. I think it's a bit disrespectful to women because it's not laziness for what I want. It's not laziness for what I desire. They are my desires and they are valid. So if at this level I say, okay, I want to be taken care of, that's what I want. You that you are coming to me, you should know that this is what I want because I'll make it, except of course I deceive you. If I make it plain to you that this is it, I want to be crossing my leg, I have somebody who will massage me here, I have another person who will do pedicure, I have another person who will pat, touch my back and have another person who will serve me, and this is what I want. And you come to me and you're complaining tomorrow that I am lazy. You are not okay, 1, you did not pay attention, 2, you don't know what you want, 3, and it's not my fault. So let us decide. There are people who I know who decided, I want somebody who is able to walk so that even if I fall tomorrow, this person can stand. So like when I was growing up, my father, none of his wives worked. Yes, he doesn't. When you come, he say, that is it, you're not working, I have the capacity to take care of you. And I saw all my stepmothers being pampered.
All your stepmothers.
How many stepmothers did you have?
There were many, over 15. Nobody worked, and I saw that. And they will agree and come in. They don't get there and start complaining tomorrow, I now want to go for your career.
All right, let me take this call from Ofure. Good morning, Ofure. Thanks for calling.
Hello, good morning, Morayo. Good morning, Auntie Annie. Good morning, Nima, and good morning, DC. Yeah.
Morning.
First of all, good morning. First of all, what I really want to ask our men is that, based on what the pastor has said, is what do men really want from a woman? You want a woman to be up and doing, and you still want her to go to work. You still want her to take care of the kids, and whenever the kids, how they come out, how they behave, you still blame everything on the woman. And still, the other room is still there. I believe what I want to say is that men ask for too much from women. Too much. Fine, a woman is supposed to do something. But it could be at her own leisure. It should not be. A woman should not be pressured to do things. Maybe to work. Women should be pampered. Women should be cared for.
Well, thank you very much, Ofure. in the heart of man, like in the inside, in-depth depth of the heart of man, don't you think it is that desire that women are wholly dependent on them? That they are the real, like, I am caring for you. Like, this, for him, this is my domain. I got you, you're feeding, you're clothing, everything. That's what they desire. But unfortunately, today's economics doesn't allow that.
I don't think that men don't want that. Like I've said, today's economics has made it not difficult for women to, but the men that have the wherewithal, I can assure you,
that's what they want.
Their wives don't work.
Yes,
that's what they want.
Their babes don't work.
Yes, so is that not the real way God has?
The only work you work, you are working for me.
You're working.
And is that a good thing? Is that a good thing?
Trying to understand.
No, it depends on who you are.
Yeah.
Me, I haven't been fortunate not to work. I've had to work all my life, so I don't know.
Sorry.
You know, I don't know. Though my partner, well, we are very okay. He doesn't mind that I work, but he does. If I have to go out sometimes, he doesn't like it. He resents it.
Stay with me.
Stay with me. I want you to be with me. But me, I will get up and say, because I at my age now, you can't teach a leopard tricks.
I'm telling you.
A leopard cannot change his spots and all those cliches. So I have to move. But I can see sometimes I doesn't like it. But on the other hand, my brother, he's maybe mama in the house. Nothing.
She's not doing anything. She's available.
No, she's in the house. She works in the house for him and his children.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine her
That's
saying,
a lot of work now.
I want to go and I want to start going to the office. Which office?
So he likes that she's home with him, raising the kids. That's his own.
He likes that. They are women.
Yes.
Be around them. My husband dare not be on leave, and I do a foodie.
Hey.
When are you coming back? The same with my little son. Mommy, when are you coming back? You tell him the exact time, and at that time he's looking at the clock. But just in trying to understand, Dr. Olumide, if all you bring is beauty and intimacy, if all you bring, because there are other things you bring, not necessarily finances.
Yes.
And I think when you bring only that and you demand everything, you're an entitled woman.
Okay.
Because
you see, Nima said something. There's some men who come with, I will contribute 60, you contribute 40. Those type of men are not husbands. Let me just put it clearly. Those guys are not in marriage, they are in partnership.
Okay.
And in partnership, everybody has a right. And it is so in our culture as Africans. Men shoulder the responsibility, and any man that is ready to take that responsibility, God will help him. You see, what we are seeing here is this. Among women, hello?
Go ahead, we can hear you.
You see, among women, you see them, what they put in on the front burner is that beauty. The beauty that fits. You understand? The most important thing in marriage is that your character, you understand, and sympathy. If there's love, there will be sympathy among both parties. If there's love, there will be sympathy. If there's no love, there will be no sympathy. Good morning.
Thank you very much, Mr. Hassan.
Do you think it's easy to bring beauty and body? Please.
Say it again, they didn't hear
Do
you.
you think it's easy to bring beauty and body to a marriage? It's not easy. It is not easy. Women should be respected for having the ability to be beautiful, whether it's God ordained or artificial or however you see. No, hold on. Not every woman is beautiful.
Can buy that. Would you want to buy this hair?
Exactly.
You are buying it.
Not every woman has that body that is desired. No, hold on first now, okay. Not every woman has that body that is desired. There's a body that is desired. There's a beauty that a man has. Do you know what it does to their ego when their wives are beautiful?
Hey.
It's work.
Hey.
Please, give these women some credit. It's work. If she decides it's only beauty and body that I have,
it's value.
That's what I'm bringing. It's valid. If you want, you go. If you don't want, waka. There are 1,001 women out there
Pick the one that suits your needs.
That can work.
Stop complaining about the ones that want to just live their life.
Hallelujah.
Every dream is valid. Let's stop making women feel a certain way for being a certain way.
Hello. Hello, that's my dream. To be pampered.
If all you bring is beauty and body.
Yes.
The man can have his children from somebody else. Because if you must have children, let's tell the truth. All these are cinching. We are cinching something 60 years. Not easy. We are tightening something. We cannot breathe. We can't breathe.
It's not easy. Please,
it's true.
Appreciate them.
You see, I think what is being put in perspective, is it put it in proper perspective?
Yeah.
If you bring beauty and intimacy, it is something.
Yes.
She's
coming to our side.
Just continuing his lineage for him by having kids is a big thing. Helping those lineage that
but you know that.
Beautiful kids.
Don't ask me any question. Don't ask me any question.
This is that you cannot last long with just beauty.
Please, I won't take a call.
You can't last long with
beauty. Please call her. Please just wait.
Don't ask me any question.
So, if
I have a caller.
If you start being pampered,
yes,
and you don't have to do any work at all, are you going to leave your view to be pampered?
No, I won't leave your view. Your view is not. Your view is just your view now. Your view is just money. Your view is just money. Your view is just listen. Your view is between. Can I respond? Your view is between 7:30 and 11, and I'm done. I'm back home being pampered.
No. We don't want you to step out of the house. Do you know what it means to be a kept woman?
Okay, what if you are dressed up in the morning, just about to get
breakfast in bed?
Baby, where you go? Don't you know that I need your attention today? You just call all these.
My sister.
Let me take this call.
You think it's a small job?
It's a small job. Don't mind her.
Good morning. I have a caller. Good morning, please. Hello.
Good morning.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
Like that.
Sorry, I'm so sorry. It's Tokpe and it's Waike and Niman.
I know when YK is there. I know. I understand YK. I see everything. Now,
go ahead.
My view is totally different.
Yes.
Now, women can be a life in the husband's house if you have married for 2 years, no child, and you are dominating and saying you are not. It's a liability when you don't have a child.
That's
after 2 years.
That's a
liability. Our mothers in those days, they work. Our mothers, they go to the farm, they work. People say that she has 50 people. They should be living in Nigeria. But if they live here, you share everything. That's correct. It's the olden days. In England, you have different types of marriage. You have partners, you don't call it marriage. You are living together, partnership. They introduced that a few years back. So, you have to share. So,
Mr. Ade, you must recognize. Mr. Ade, you must recognize that the England you live in, there were sometimes many years ago when the women were also dependent on their husbands. Yes. So it's the capitalist society that has the evolution of the capitalist society where you are right now is where both is now 50-50. We are in the situation whereby many of us, many homes here still hope that the men will be able to bring home the bacon while the women still stay home and take care of the children. The reason why many, if you look at the data from some of the countries in the West, many of them they lack that family, the raising kids in a certain kind of home. So they lack the culture, the values that we see that is deteriorating in the West. It's part of the fact that both parents have to work. So we understand where you are. But we're also referring to...
When a woman has a child, she's not in ability. But when you don't have a child after marriage, it's a child thing.
Okay, thank you.
What if she can't have kids? Does that make her a liability?
Exactly. So why, if you don't have a child, why is that a liability though? I don't get that.
Depends on what the man wants at that time. So you bring beyond intimacy and beauty to the table. Naturally, in the course of nature, you bring much more than that.
I know somebody whose wife couldn't have a child, and he told her categorically that, listen, I didn't marry you because of a child. Both of us are companions, we're best friends, and they were fine with that.
I met a couple under 35, the husband is under 35, whose wife couldn't have a child. Yes. He paid for surrogacy, and the world did not fall.
Exactly.
He took care of her.
Adoption.
You see, that one sincerely loves her, not those ones that are entering partnership like us and talk. You know, those ones that
like what?
They're entering partnership, not marriage. Like Hassan said.
Why can't you partnership now? Why can't you in a partnership?
No, those ones that
50-50
Uncle Tio want to kill YK to bring something. These people that I'm talking about, people are saying 60-40. Oh, you have come here now. And what did you do for me? Continue my lineage. You know, some men are in that space. Those kind of men, they will not know what to do. But this young guy was amazed at his age, that he thought, okay, we can't have kids, let's just do surrogacy.
Yeah. Mindset.
And it says the contract, the wife has a child, nobody knows the story except when he tells you. And they're living happily.
Yeah.
I was shocked. So that kind of person still loves her, and she doesn't work. The woman actually doesn't work.
Let me go on a quick break. When we come back, we'll wrap up. Stay with us a break.
A lot of men, they don't like their wives.
So, have you ever wondered what happens behind the curtains of a man's mind? Or perhaps you're one of those who wonder what men talk about when they gather. Well, here goes. Imagine what it takes to put together the perfect cocktail. Or maybe mocktail. We need a bit of sports, a sprinkling of current affairs, some very deep topical issues, and last but not the least, a healthy dose of grumbling of those we love to hate. And yes, you guessed it, women. So, if you catch the drift, then you're onto something. We will provide you with the right insights into most of your curiosities, right here within this beautiful cocktail we call the Black Table.
This is 7 of 7. My name is OJ, and signing a sobriety into my hands tonight on this social experiment called the 7 of 7 is Owen G. What is the name, or what was the name? You see, I want to make them better now.
Rockheart.
No, of the goat when they brought it on stage.
The name of that goat.
Yeah.
We should go there.
No, that one easy now.
I'm just drinking this so that I can ask him my own questions. It's not because of
Buga.
He didn't get it. You know, you people, you know. Okay. Mention 10 female stand-up comedians in Nigeria. See, just mention their stage name. If you annoy me, you will mention their real names and the year they started. And if you annoy me further, you mention the names of their husbands and the names of their children. Try me now. Okay, mention their name.
No, let's just.
No, wait. No, don't, no. Name, real name, stage name, husband name, children name. 10 of them.
Even the 10. That's a lot.
Eh?
That's a lot.
Did I cut your question for you?
Yes.
When you were happy now. With your hunchback.
That was it.
You are wasting time. We don't have time.
I lost my job after a few years working, and heaven did not fall, because aside from the fact that I lost my job, I did not lose my intelligence. I did not use my ability to think. I did not use my ability to advise my husband to make the right decisions. I did not lose the skills that God had given to me. So if you say every woman should be equipped, as a man, you look out for a woman who has brains, who can sit you down and make plans. Okay, if we do this and do that, we'll see the result, and you see that it's working. That's what you should be looking out for, because these physical things that we put so much attention, you must have money, you must have a job, they can go today. But if you have someone who, wherever he or she finds herself, can stand, can start afresh, who has that consistency, who has that perseverance, who has that energy to put in, that you have sorted half of the problems of life that life would ever throw at you. So let's focus on those intrinsic characteristics that would help us become better human beings. Let me take this call. You get to take from all that.
But my question is, what will you call a woman that has a career, left home in the morning, come back to sleep in the night? Not taking care of, doesn't have time for the children at home. What she brought on the table is 1/100. Not paying any bills. So what do you call that kind of a woman? Number two is, there's a part of the country, there's a part of a region in this country that you will call a woman a liability. They won't agree with you. You know what I'm saying? Because to take care of specific things. I don't want to mention that part So,
thank you. I didn't get all what you said, Mr. Shola, but I can answer the question. They said that when a woman goes out all day and comes back late in the night, what kind of woman would you call that? That woman must have a very supportive husband who also takes care of the family and the home. So maybe his home's taking care of the kids, because as much as we know that women are the nurturers, men too, these modern men, I would say, have realized that they also are stepping up the plate. They need to step up the plate to take care of the children, do the school runs, and probably make dinner. So maybe if we have to be coming at 11 p.m., I'm sure she has a very good husband who's able to take care of the home.
Two from Tulu Lokme, Elizabeth. A woman might not be a career person, but her ideas, suggestions, and input in the man's life, in general, financial growth, and the likes. Teamwork is more important here. Right. This ties in with what you're saying. It doesn't have to be about you working in the but being a supportive spouse.
Yes, that one.
I always said value for value. That's what the new one was saying. Value for value. There's value. Let me take this comment. BC said it all. Most men don't know what they really truly want. They look at their neighbors or friends and they would never appreciate what they have. If I have a wife, I'll ask her to slow down her work so I can do most for her. She will do 30% and I'll do 70%. Please, not having a child doesn't make a woman a liability.
William Davis says house chore alone is more than salary job women they try you. Ask man to take kids to school for a week and see them complain. And these are things women do without complaining. Yeah. It's so painful men don't adore their wives. That creature is small God. I adore women a lot. Women is the only creature that can do for walks at a go. 4 walks at a go. Cooking, washing plates, taking care of the baby, all at the same time. God bless women. Yeah. Truly, most men, in my own experience, school runs and all of those things, it doesn't sit well with the...
But you know, if you go to school these days, most men, but there are a lot of men there. When I go to pick up my kids in school, lots of men are picking up kids.
School is probably my kids go to Muslim schools. I can tell you for a fact, I only once in a while see 2 men, 3 men. When it's time to come to school things, you will see women. Our side is always full. We are the ones coming every day. My child, my son, my this. The fathers, they will tell you they are making money. And that's the reality. So when you now give me money, you call me liability, we go discuss the matter.
Let me take this information. Go ahead, Wake.
Dr. Olumide said, if beauty and intimacy is all you are bringing to a marriage, you are a liability. This is a discussion spiraling out of context. Or you ladies saying beauty and intimacy is all you can offer? Or are you ladies saying beauty and intimacy is all you can offer? Or are these enough? Men can get all this cheaper without liabilities.
Well, if Lenita Johnson disagrees, she says that, do you know that some women starve their husbands of intimacy and of intimacy because they don't have the capacity?
But my husband, on the other hand, because I had a work where I got married, but because the work is so demanding now, he has to work up to 6:30 in the evening. So I have to keep it up, just to look after the children and to take care of the house. And up to now, I'm not doing anything, but instead I'm doing some other things about myself, like sharing some little things. But my husband does not complain. He will tell me, please, when I come back, I want to see you not looking straight. I want to see you not looking. If you cannot see the just leave it. If anybody comes to greet us, they should not come and greet us again. He will never force me to do other things. And he has never seen me as a liability. Because he will tell me that I cannot wash my clothes by myself. You have not been helping me. How will I be able to do it? So it is something on your whole part. And if you see my children outside, you will see them. They don't look tougher. They look so clean. They look cultured. And they look educated. That is the work I'm doing for now. And I don't see myself as a liability at all. I see myself as a woman that is doing well.
You're not. You're doing your work.
Like, thank you. Then other things, even if he doesn't, I had an help. Even because the fact that I was saying that I still have an help helping me. And he doesn't complain. He just wants me to look good. Exactly. The children to look good, and that one is a good job for him on his day. So
yes, thank you very much, Lola. There's a serious stress on a working class woman. Yes. We have serious stress on us. We are always
all the time. Sometimes you know where to keep the cap. You carry the office wahala to the house. You are shouting at everybody. Yes. You are fuming at everybody. And men need to understand that the societies where they share 50-50, the women have more rights. So,
Are we ready to have that here? It's not now that when your wife wants to go out, she has to take permission 17 times before you finally allow them out. If she starts bringing 50-50,
when they are seeking for visa, when they are seeking for visas to go to this women country, they will say they are going. When they get there, you dance Nigerian doing video. I'm the one doing everything. She have control me. She have Nigerian women once they cry. Be careful. Be careful. Don't marry.
People should not pick
reality is different.
Me that I
just decide you want.
I know how sometimes my face is because stress. Everybody's stressing me, and I just want to just shout and say, "Leave me alone." You know, I just want to lock myself in my room and be, not answer anybody. But I don't have that privilege. I don't have that luxury, of not.
I would like. I've said it right here. I would like to taste it. Even like 1 month in that kind of luxury. It just. I don't have to do jack, man.
That's why when it sees that I'm like that, it just takes me out of the traffic.
Just somewhere. Let me order just something, you know.
Especially those women who work really hard and they are doing more in the home.
Sent a message. Most men who do school runs have some of their teachers as their mistresses or
That's not true. That's not true. That's not true. I go in my own children's school. A lot of parents, even my husband sometimes, because of his business, he's able to pick up the kids in school. You know, I said that.
What you see is more lesser than what some people have seen. I'm telling you.
What are you telling
me? Sad to say it here. When I was in secondary school, the parents who came to drop the junior students were asking for the younger girls'
numbers.
Yeah. Sometimes it was outrageous. I remember going home to my mom.
That was then. Now.
A classmate of mine called a student's parent by name. All sorts of nonsense.
Yes.
Some things, outrageous things happen.
Yes. And we will not see any evil, we will not hear any evil.
Amen.
Amen.
Me, I'm always thrilled when I go pick up the kids in school and I see lots of fathers coming to pick up them because we really need that men and women to feel that they are part responsible.
I should talk this thing that I like to talk. So that island side, everybody like to go. That parents that come and do.
That's generalization.
Princess said it on this show. You people were laughing that day.
I didn't hear. Oh yes. She was saying that more for something. Yeah, I remember that.
She called people. She said even mother self. She talks some outrageous.
Teachers are hot these days.
Outrageous things.
Anyways, we have to let's take a few more comments. We will not meet them.
There are women to have kids and then not have stretch marks. Do stressful work and still look like Sisi. Go out and make tons of money and then do all the cooking and serving. People day.
Even men, they will be saying they are growing old, but they don't want the women to grow old. And so once you are finished with your sex, your intimacy and your beauty that you brought in, they finish because you know these things will fade with time. Once you age, you might go.
Somebody here is telling me that
discouraging people.
Somebody is telling me that Ilorin men take care of their women. I don't know about that.
It's Islamic culture, custom. That's why I don't do traditional. Okay. Traditional means that my kids must not be hungry. I'll go and find what they will eat. But as a Muslim woman, they must pay salary. Collecting my salary unfailingly. I know.
Imagine.
Why didn't I know about
salary?
So you collect salary?
Yes, I have.
Wow, isn't that amazing?
I need to see you.
Say Ilorin men take care of their women. Ekiti men too take care of their wives.
Things like this.
Ekiti men take care of their wives too.
I'm changing my religion
to Islam. You traditionalist. Okay, we don't want you. Even here, we don't want you.
In African custom, women are strong.
Yeah, I just want that salary.
Women don't see that. They'll say Abiyamo Kinjoko. You can't have kids and be watching your kids go and cry of hunger. African custom, you must get up. But in Islam, just come and
chill and take care of your children.
Imagine that.
Need something.
That's okay. Just
oh my goodness.
You
see, you're living the life.
Work with it.
You're living the life.
But situation you find yourself.
Yes. Let me let you wrap up there, Ajulu.
Yes. So
our coach in the house.
The idea is to work with what you have, what is presented to you, and make the best of your situation. Know what you have beforehand. Open your eyes clear as you are selecting, so you don't complain a few years back that this person is not doing anything. And nobody usually no woman comes to a relationship with just beauty and body.
Exactly.
The same woman will give birth. The same woman will cook for you. The same woman will wash your clothes. Even if she doesn't have that 9-to-5 job, she's giving the value that another person you have to pay tons of money to get them to give that value. So let's not stop discouraging women for wanting what they want and being beautiful and trying to show it. Let's applaud every woman. Every woman is born with a value. As from the time that you're a child, you are being trained on how to take care and notture people. That's a lot.
And I always reference what Nima always says, that listen, she's a proud mother. It's her ambition
Yeah.
is to raise amazing children. And I think that's a valid ambition and should be celebrated and encouraged.
Yeah.
So if a woman say, in my own life, all this you are going up and down doing Vegan and Brazilian, I'm not interested. I just want to stay in my house and raise my children.
Privately.
That in itself is worthy of commendation.
What you want and feed it.
And I think that
what you want is a woman that is by your side. Let her bring her beauty and looks. Don't let somebody tell you what is liability
or not.
Yes. I think yourself. I've said this on this show before, and I'll say it again. I think people should stop undermining housewives because that is a very, very difficult job for you to bring up maybe 2-3 children or maybe 4. And
must you always mention that figure? Please, the average is 2 and 3 is okay.
But some people are 4 now.
And you bring them up and they all
call their names.
They are all educated and they are good children. That in itself deserves award.
Yes. And even after having 4 children and still looking like
baby.
It's not easy.
You're glowing.
Oh, it's not easy, man. Please.
Show us your new figure now.
Whatever, it's for Mr. Brown, not for you.
Let me close.
Have a lovely
Joy.
Whatever.
Why you saying it's not?
We'll see you. Okay, please just calm down.
I only see you on Instagram.
We're close. Your mic
good for you. The mic. God has off your mic. See you tomorrow. Bye for now.